What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? If you guys are brand new here, man, you guys don't know what we do, don't worry, I'm gonna break it down for you guys. We talk about the most scariest and creepiest videos on the net, on the web, that's gonna make us question everything. Seekers, sit back. Let's do we do best, seekers. Say it with me, y'all. Yeah, I know what we do. Seek the truth.
All know Charlie opened up a chocolate bar in the Willy Wonka movie. But apparently we're all wrong because that is a moon pie. Remember in the movie he opened up 2 chocolate bars? One was a dud, which he split amongst his family, and the other one had the winning ticket. And now all of a sudden, if you go back to the movie, people are saying he opened up a moon pie instead. So someone is definitely going back in time and playing with us at this point, because this moon pie was never in the movie to begin with. And I'm pretty sure I don't remember him wearing this outfit in the original movie. Well, the movie from our timeline, the original timeline. Things just keep getting weirder and weirder. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Stay weird.
We definitely changed it.
Như thằng bé nó đang cầm cái đàn ấy. Ô nhìn đúng ra cái đàn guitar luôn, nó đang cầm cái đàn một tay nó đánh.
Giống y hệt luôn. Phóng to lại nhìn giật mình. Có cả mắt này, cả mũi này, cả mồm này.
Kinh thế nhở?
Tai
Cả
này.
tai luôn.
Đúng luôn.
I can't see it. It is the snow.
What the heck? Núi đấy.
Wow.
That's why we call them stars in Hollywood. We call them the stars because they're possessed by the spirits of the fallen angels. That's the idea, and that's why they put their hands in the ground when they mark their hands as the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's a permanent. I'm bowing down to the stars. I'm bowing to the fallen angels.
Made that.
That's yeah.
I'm gonna look up the people on the thing.
That's why they put their hand marks in there. The hand mark is a representation of I'm bowing, because to put a hand mark on the ground, like, you have to bow. So it's an
To bow on the ground.
you
with your hand.
yes,
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Interesting.
That's what, and so they're telling you, we are bowing to the stars. We're bowing to the fallen angels.
Wow. I never even freaking put two together, man, when people got those Hollywood stars, bro. But what he was saying, man, was making sense, bro. You know I'm about to say, and do you know, I think, like, celebrities, they pay, bro, for those Hollywood stars. They're not giving out for, like, free or for your accomplishments or something like that. Like, they actually pay for it, so it's like you're basically paying to praise yourself. Hollywood is weird, man. That's the baby in a reptile suit.
Hey, who the f*** that blocked me, man?
Okay.
So I made a video the other day talking about a zombie apocalypse. There was some theories floating around that a zombie outbreak started in the UK and worked its way to the US, the whole time being hidden from the general public. And under that video, I got a ton of comments from people wondering what type of zombies we'd actually get. Obviously, the slow-moving, lethargic type zombies would be ideal because they're easier to run from and easier to fight back. But according to biologists, if this actually did happen, it will most likely move through a fast-acting neurovirus or parasite that destroys higher brain function, leaving people in an aggressive, animalistic type rage. In other words, the zombies we'd be dealing with would be incredibly fast and stronger than the average human. Think of World War Z or 28 Days Later. If you want an even better example, search up clickers right here on TikTok and then come back and let me know in the comments, if an apocalypse like this did happen, would you survive?
Seekers, zombie apocalypse happen. First place you going, where you going? You gathering food or you getting weapons, man? I might have to go with, bro. I gotta get weapons, man. I gotta protect myself, bro. Like you said, they ain't moving like the Walking Dead zombies. If they moving like, if we get clickers off The Last of Us or World War Z zombies, when they fall out like sprinting at you, it's GG's, bro. We're cooked. Tell me down below, man. Gathering food or getting weapons. I want to see you guys' choices.
One of my kids asked my other son if he could have a drink of his Gatorade. And he said, no, there's something weird in it. So we went to examine what it is and found this. Looks like a blueberry with an umbilical cord. Blech.
Humans may finally be able to understand our pets after a Chinese scientist developed this ingenious device that translates animal sounds with 95% accuracy. Animal to human translation has long been notoriously difficult as animals don't communicate solely with sound. Instead, everything from their body posture and tail movement to environmental context changes the meaning of an animal's behavior. Numerous companies in the past have tried, but their resulting products have usually been gimmicky apps that are highly prone to false translations. However, a recent startup in China named PettyChat claims that it has developed a product capable of near instantaneous, accurate translations from both pet to owner and owner to pet. It says that it was able to do this by relying on a dataset of over 1 million samples of pet vocalizations and movements, which was used to train a dedicated AI model, with the end product being a collar that's designed for both cats and dogs that not only detects sounds but also pairs it with the animal's body movements, and then in less than a second it classifies those combined signals with the AI trained data to turn growls and barks into human language and vice versa, with it also able to learn the animal's behavior over time, resulting in the 95% accuracy.
Need to get that.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
What is going on here? This is Apple's latest commercial. And this commercial is very bizarre because look what is shown in the background of this commercial for Apple. And this commercial is all about data tracking. This is what this commercial is all about. But what is up with what is behind this woman? These demon-like figures behind this woman. And what is Apple really trying to tell us with this commercial? Because again, this is very strange stuff indeed, showcasing these demonic figures behind this woman. Again, all of these companies always show you exactly what they are about. And Apple is no different. And again, you have to admit that this is very bizarre. Are they trying to tell us something about AI and demons? Again, I don't know what is going on, but this is very strange.
Bro. AI and demons, man, mixing with Apple. You guys, and we know, man, isn't Apple, you know, they've probably invested hundreds of millions, probably, possibly even billions into AI, man. They put that in that commercial. And you know how many people still gonna buy Apple products, man. It's just a whole cycle, man. Only a select few, if they see that, would actually stop and question what they're buying now from Apple.
We've got a lot of things happening today that could potentially limit our risk of severe weather later tonight, but if they don't change the atmosphere, then we're still primed for severe weather tonight. One of the limiters.
Look, watch this. I'm gonna show you guys something.
Look, nobody in here, bro. Look, there's not even a line. There's nobody in the aisles, bro. Look.
Just happened in the Philippines. You're telling me that a 6.8 magnitude earthquake just struck the Philippines, not even a couple of weeks after the 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck Mindanao, killing 81 people and injuring more than 1,300 others? Earthquake in the Philippines comes not even a day after, if you didn't know, a powerful earthquake struck off Japan's northern coast on Thursday. That quake had a magnitude of 7.2. That one occurred off the eastern coast of Iwate, upgraded from an initial reading of 6.9. But then you have to take into consideration the earthquake that also happened near Tokyo. Then, on the other hand, like I'm sure we're all aware of by now, the death toll from two powerful earthquakes in Venezuela, which were a 7.2 magnitude and a 7.5 magnitude earthquake that literally struck 39 seconds apart. Literally some of the worst earthquakes that Venezuela has ever experienced in their history, rose to 589 people with 2,980 others injured, and there's still still clearing that rubble. So the estimates are literally in the thousands, if not the tens of thousands. And then a moderately strong, if you didn't know, 5.2 magnitude earthquake struck in Nicaragua on Friday. Then you have to take into consideration how a region in California, like it says here, experienced the biggest earthquake in nearly 9 decades. It's like, what the fuck is going on right now? Because according to a study by researchers at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, the San Andreas Fault and San Jacinto Fault Zone have reached their highest stress levels in 1,000 years. So now I'm extremely fucking concerned for the residents of California, because honestly at this point, nothing would surprise me.
It's the Ring of Fire, man. I keep seeing more and more about these earthquakes that's taking place, and the Ring of Fire theory that I've seen is coming into my mind every single time, man. Like, it's all connected, bro. It's crazy, man. I wonder what other freaking earthquakes is gonna happen this year, man. Prayers to those affected. But pay attention to the Ring of Fire, man. That's my, I guess, advice to you guys, Seekers.
East Germany had a government program designed to make people go insane. The Stasi, East Germany's secret police, developed a doctrine in the 1970s called Zersetzung, roughly translating to decomposition. When someone was flagged as a dissident, but arresting them was considered too visible, Zersetzung was deployed instead. Agents with keys to your home would enter while you were out. They would move furniture slightly, rearrange books, replace personal items with substitutes, leave anonymous letters, and contact your employer with fabricated rumors. The goal wasn't to gather intelligence, but to make the target doubt their own memory and perception until they experienced psychological collapse. An estimated 10,000 people were subjected to it. Many lost jobs, relationships, and their grip on reality without ever knowing why. Some didn't discover they had been Zersetzung targets until after German unification in 1989, when the Stasi archives opened decades later. It is the most thoroughly documented gaslighting program in recorded history.
I'm seeing that Jim Carrey's sitting up front tonight in the movie section, even though he's nominated for a TV show.
Ooh, yeah, that's not going to work. I'm so sorry, Jim, but we're going to have to ask you to vacate the movie section and go sit with the TV folk. You're kidding, right?
No.
Yeah, it's awkward because you're a hero, but we do have to ask you to move.
I just finished a film called Sonic the Hedgehog. Comes out in November.
Oh. Well, you know, come back next year. I'm sure we'll be nominated.
All right, I'm going. Should I take my dinner too? I wouldn't want to leave any of my DNA in the film section.
Yeah. Jim, please don't make this any harder than it already is.
I'm sorry. I can't hear you. I see your lips moving, but there's a delay. It takes a long time for the sound to get this far.
Yeah. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thing called Foglet. It's basically nanotechnology. You can create anything. Mountains, you can create clouds. There's military escorting these people in Mexico. And Jesse Michael says this is completely speculative. They got ambushed by like these guys in not U.S. uniform. They had all the military equipment. They take the guy out, the military guy. Brutally. It's terrible. They load these people up in a crate, a container, attach it to a helicopter, and they're flying. And the U.S. satellites saw this whole incident take place. These generals are talking like, did you send an ops team to do this? No, special operations against special operations. Creepy stuff. They send 2 fighter pilots to come basically like tell them, hey, you guys gotta go land. All of a sudden there's a mountain and this guy's going supersonic speed. His electrical system goes out. He ejects going at supersonic speed. Other pilot saw this happen. His electrical system goes out. He crashes. But before they crash, they see this helicopter fly into the mountain. So like they said, it was 3D, then 2D, then completely transparent. They flew into it and there's a tunnel. And so this goes back to this whole foglets thing. It can be used to match your biometric data too. So like in theory, like there's a mountain, you can punch it and your arm would go through it if it matches your biometric data. But if it doesn't, boom, you're really punching a rock.
PlayStation officially just announced they're not going to be making disc anymore. So starting January 2028, all games released on PlayStation platforms are not going to be releasing physically. At least not physically on disc. Because PlayStation is transitioning to digital games only. Now this raises a lot of concerns because of Sony's recent behavior. If you don't know, they've been removing movies from people's digital libraries that they bought without giving a refund. So it's safe to say I have absolutely no faith in them in going all digital on their games.
That is crazy, man. I'm about to go on a rant right quick, Seekers, because No, I'm Team PlayStation. That was my first console, man, but I do not agree with that choice, man, going into 2028, bro. Like, we have to have freaking disc, bro, because like you said, they can just take things off the freaking PlayStation Store, man, and they ain't gonna give you a refund. But you purchasing a freaking game or movie or TV shows, and they could just take it away. Like, it's too much power, man. That quote keeps coming into my mind: "You will own nothing and be happy." And to me, it's not a coincidence that they did that. They announced that like right after the GTA freaking 6, you know, and that came out because we've heard that there's no disc. Like when you get GTA 6, they're just gonna give you a code. I'm like, I thought they would give you a disc. I heard they said it's to prevent leaks because you guys know, man, I get all my freaking games on disc, bro. I don't do digital. So I am from fact, see, because I don't have the P5 yet. I was waiting till GTA 6 to come out because I said I was gonna get it, and then I was gonna get the disc for it. That was gonna be my first game. But when they said no disc, I'm like, damn, bro, they're really trying to push this digital crap, man. The only way I can see this happening, massive boycott, and then maybe they'll just say, okay, we'll go back to putting disc out. But it would take everybody, man, to come together, bro.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Scientists just built a robot hand powered by real human muscle tissue, and it gets tired after 10 minutes exactly like yours does. This is not fiction. Researchers at the University of Tokyo grew actual human muscle fibers in a lab, bundled them into tiny rolls, attached them to a 3D printed skeleton, and the hand grips, gestures, and moves without a single motor. The muscles are alive. They respond to electrical signals, they contract, and after 10 minutes of use, the force drops off, just like a human hand fatiguing. Then it recovers on its own. Here is the wild part. A video of a fictional robot named Oscar doing exactly this went viral in 2016 and fooled over 100 million people into thinking it was real. The scientist handling it was an actor. The whole thing was a sci-fi art project by Dutch filmmaker Floris Cake. The internet called it fake. Scientists read it as a blueprint. 9 years later, the real version exists. It is published in Science Robotics, and the only thing left to argue about is how far away the full body actually is. And if you enjoyed stories like this, follow my page for more.
See you at the World Cup, bro.
They just caught a time traveler at Elvis Presley's final concert, and they think it's a CERN scientist. A resurfaced video from 1977 appears to show a woman holding what looks like a modern smartphone nearly 30 years before the iPhone and years before the first commercial cell phone.
That definitely looks like a phone right there.
But this isn't the first time. Conspiracy theorists have also pointed to a man who appeared to be talking on a cell phone during World War II. We've even seen a spectator at a 1995 Mike Tyson fight who seemed to be recording with what looked like a smartphone.
Told him your greatest asset can become your greatest weakness.
Skeptics say they're just old cameras or other period devices, but here's the twist. Some physicists say traveling to the past isn't mathematically impossible. And then there's CERN, an organization often blamed for messing with timelines.
All right, fine. I will tell you why they keep trying to jump timelines and why CERN keeps skipping through time. And it's because they've already seen into the future. Okay? Rumors speculate they've seen 45,000 years into the future. Speculation, though, you know. But there's also Project Looking Glass that, they've already took a peek and saw that they lose no matter what. So they're just rolling the dice.
And if you listen to what they're building, you might start to believe these insane time traveling claims.
Replacing about 1.2 kilometers of the 27-kilometer ring with the high luminosity LHC magnets. This will give us a machine that's 10 times brighter than the Large Hadron Collider, 10 times more data. So it really is an opportunity to explore the universe in a way we haven't done before.
This is one of the
So CERN, are they the one behind the freaking Mandela effects and the other, I guess, timeline shifts we've been experiencing, bro? Like I said, man, because that phone, well, whatever we saw in that clip, it definitely looked like a phone, looked like she was recording. And the Mike Tyson one, I'm about to say, we seen that clip before, but they dismissed it. They said that's how with like old cameras, that was like an old camera. But what happens if it was legit a phone? But they just say that, man, I guess, you know, to throw us off the scent seekers. It's not a coincidence, man. CERN, like I said, they're going offline until 2030 now, so hey.
first ever reportings of UFO. 1803, Hitachi province of Japan. This is where it gets crazy, right? This is relevant. This happened on the sea, by the shore. Okay. And there were fishermen, right? Japanese fishermen just fishing. All of a sudden, he sees this big sphere. It was floating in the water, and out came a woman. What the heck? This is all documented in ancient Japanese writing, fam. Like, they were saying it seemed as if it was made of resin, crystal, and cast iron. But this was the weird part. What they said the woman looked like. Pale, pinkish skin. Everyone in Japan has what color hair? Yeah. She pops out of that with red hair. She was carrying a box. She always held it tight and never let anyone get close. Yeah. People were really confused and wondering why. There was one old man, elder of the village or whatever. He was able to get a story from her. She explained to him that she was vanished from where she was. She was in love with a man and things fell through. And for whatever reason, the old man thought that she might be holding a
Dyson, the vacuum cleaner brand, is quietly dominating farming and no one even knows about it. You see, they built these strawberry farms as a sort of project to see if it would work. And it worked so well, they've started expanding everywhere. They're quickly building these polytunnels all over the place. You see, in the UK, they have a huge problem where during the summer, you can only really grow strawberries in the height of summer, and they're exposed to the elements. There's insects and all sorts of stuff. You've got to spray them with all sorts of sprays that are no good for the human body. So what they did is they built these polytunnels. They're 500 kilograms each, and they grow strawberries fully automated inside these enclosed greenhouses, which they're going to continue to build over the coming years. They produce 2.5 times faster. They're better. It's nearly almost fully automated. They use machines for everything. It's the future. This is going to take over.
Why is Dyson, man, a vacuum cleaner company dominating the pharma technology company, bro? To quote Kanye West, man, look at Gaga. I like some of the Gaga songs. What the? She know my cameras, bro. It's like some of these big companies, man, are like involved in these other aspects of, I guess, of our lives that we have no idea, bro. You couldn't pay me to say that Dyson, the vacuum cleaning company, was also in, I guess, the farming field, man.
There are hundreds and hundreds of new sightings by our military every year, and that many of these UAPs are over sensitive bases and over Navy ships while they're at sea. You say UAPs violated airspace over Langley Air Force Base every night for 2 weeks, and that the Air Force eventually moved an entire squadron of F-22s out because it was, quote, mystified about what those objects were or what they were doing.
That's correct. And that is a fairly staggering fact. And the Air Force to this date and the administration do not seem to know where those objects came from, despite the fact that it went on for 17 days.
Every night for 17 days.
Special aircraft and 17 days. And these kinds of intrusions are actually disrupting military operations. So if the Air Combat Command at Langley can't control its own airspace, then you wonder how effectively could they protect Washington.
UFO plane. That is scary. It's passing over the shore like that. And people thinking, in the water, they just thinking it's a normal plane, bro.
World Cup conspiracy that is currently going viral right now about the Ghana witch doctor that is allegedly cursing teams and players like Harry Kane, and everyone thought it was a joke until it wasn't. And please watch the whole video before you comment. So how did this all start? So Ghana game 1 plays Panama. Ghana is obviously underdogs, and they were tied until they showed this on live TV. Then Ghana scores 1-0 and they pull off an impressive win, but it wasn't really anything crazy, right? Ghana's next opponent is England, and this is when the witch doctor comes in. He says, "I am working on Harry Kane. I have shown what I am capable of before, so I know what work I must do to stop him. I'm not wishing him serious injury. It will just be enough to stop him against my country. I will do my work so that it can help Ghana." You have to realize that England is very good. They're supposed to destroy this team, and Harry Kane is one of the best players in the world. So not only did the game with Ghana and England end 0-0, Harry Kane, who was allegedly cursed, missed a wide open goal at the end of the game, and look at this reaction. He couldn't even believe it himself. The internet obviously goes crazy after this game because it was just an insanely improbable outcome, and the fact that Harry Kane just airmailed a wide open goal is just wild. And then the witch, after the game, he says Harry Kane has now been released from the curse. He can score again, and then he shows the whole ritual, which was kind of weird. But just a disclaimer, I don't actually believe that this is real, but a lot of people do. I think that the blood of Jesus protects us from all of that BS, but it's still a really interesting story.
See, could you guys believe that, man? Putting a curse on freaking people, bro. Man, I guess this World Cup, it gets serious out here, man. I knew it was big, bro, but bro, put an actual curse on a freaking player so he won't score against your country. That's crazy, bro. If he scores again, has Harry Kane, if he scores a goal in the next game he played, bro, after that, my mind's gonna be turning. Okay, American dollar on a microscope. Let's see what we got. Okay, we're checking out the eyes. Can't see nothing. Like hidden details with that's invisible to us. Okay, let's check out. Yep. All seeing now. What the hell? That was on a $1 bill. We're on a 20. This is eerie, man. All these secret details. It's right in front of our face, man, but we can't see it.
Please stop scrolling for a second. An ice wall expert is here, so listen and learn. There are many people who have been traveling to Antarctica to go see the ice wall, and I've been getting many reports in encrypted Telegram DMs that there are people who are going over the wall and finding other continents and other lands. And this has been widely going on around the world because this topic has been so huge. So many people have been hearing about it, and so they're going there and they are finding places. But the mainstream media has such a grip on everything that none of this can be revealed for quite some time. It's going to be many years. But who would like to go?
I would. That's supposed to be Katy Perry. I think so, yeah. What the hell is she doing?
All this time, we've been living on a giant motherboard. Oh my days. This is a picture of Iran next to a motherboard. It's almost identical. You see, the previous civilizations built structures on ley lines and energy grids. These are the pyramids in Mexico. The layout is almost exactly like a motherboard. Here's a city that's... oh, sorry, that's a motherboard. This city is... oh no, that's another motherboard. Here we go, a bird's eye view of a city and a motherboard. Oh my diddy. Here we have Egyptian pyramids and a microprocessor. And this is a Syrian temple in Egypt and a computer chip.
So apparently there is a new trend going around where Generation Z is getting fake freckles tattooed on their face. So this is what we're doing now, Generation Z. He's smiling because he knows what they're doing. He knows what they're doing. I see what y'all doing. We know what is the real cause of those fake freckles. We already know what's going on. We know, my people, don't we? We right here. We right here. Yeah. Y'all go on, keep getting them fake freckles, okay, Generation Z? We still getting this shift.
Like to talk about sentient plasmoid alien life, or whatever the hell that press conference was talking about in front of government offices, but let's listen in for a little bit.
How many species? Recent reports have said that there are perhaps 4 different alien species, Greys, Nordics. How many species are you aware of?
I certainly don't have the compendium. It's a continuum from corporeal, bipedal type life to, what I would consider like sentient plasmoid life, but there are several.
And I talk about distraction all the time, and I'm not going to believe anything the government says about aliens, especially the timing that they're currently trying to release alien stuff. Do you know Bill Gates talked in front of Congress today? That's off subject. Let's talk about distraction a little bit more. Just look at the sign in front of these people. Task Force of Declassification of Federal Secrets. If the government was going to release information about aliens, to me they would have did it a long time ago. They're releasing it right now, that way we don't talk about other things that's happening. Things happening overseas, things that's happening here. Bill Gates talked in front of Congress today? But just remember, folks, while they're talking about aliens right now, the people running our government, if they were your parents, you would have taken their driver's license away.
Think about Hollywood. I don't have much further need for Hollywood myself. I don't know how you guys feel, but yeah, I think it's a very strange, funny time where everybody would love to be able to be themselves, but they can't because they must fall in line with the person in front of them. You want to live that kind of life? I wish you the best. I'll be on the other side somewhere,
I think we know who he was talking about when he said that everybody has to fall in line. See, because we know, man, who they are, bro. Let's not play stupid out here, man.
UFC 250 event was beyond scripted. The All-American Justin Gaethje winning this fight, I mean, come on. At the White House event, the UFC 250 event, you really could not have scripted things any better than that, because all of this stuff is scripted. This stuff is no different than the WWE, UFC, NBA, NFL. It does not matter the sport. Anytime there is betting involved, you best believe it is scripted. It is fake entertainment. Yeah, people may be getting, hurt and stuff like that, right? But they know exactly what they are doing. They are basically stunt men at that point, right? They know exactly what they are doing. It is all scripted. It is all staged. It is no different than the WWE. This is literally why the UFC and the WWE are under the same umbrella with TKO. It is all scripted.
Damn. With each passing picture,
this flat. I'll just come out and say it because I've seen some interesting maps where you have Earth that we see in the map, but then it's just one small portion of this huge other.
I've seen that too, yeah.
It's very possible that we're confined just to this smaller area. A lot of the stuff they have to show it to you and throw it in your face. NATO, that's their symbol, which I just find strange. There's a lot of Bible verses that they say it's metaphorical, but you can look at it as quite literal too. Corners of the earth. Earth is in its foundations. In the Bible it said that the sun stopped.
Joshua.
It didn't say the earth stopped spinning. It said the sun stopped. There's some biblical perspectives where it's like, what I really want to trust the heliocentric model. Helios would have been a watcher.
Greek mythology obsession within NASA and astrology is really strange.
Yeah, the planet names and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If it's really a spinning Earth, you're flying in an airplane which only goes 600 miles an hour. We go in the opposite direction of the rotation. We ought to be able to get places a lot faster. And if we're going in the same direction of the rotation, I don't think you'd ever get there.
There's an atmospheric pressure, right, where all of
that anything within the Earth's atmosphere is rotating at the same speed the surface is.
That's what they say.
That blows my mind.
Upper space water. That's the telescope, right? It's flowing like water.
The P-47s and P-52s may have been going back further in time than we thought. So check this out. In 1918, known occultist and Satanist Aleister Crowley and his partner, Roddy Minor, went through this 5-month-long summoning ritual called the Amalantra Working, trying to contact what we would call interdimensional beings, these Praetor human intelligences. And apparently, he made contact with one. It was a non-physical, non-human intelligence he called Lamb. And he even made a drawing of this entity in his notebook. As you can see, Lamb had this huge bald head, thin neck, tiny mouth, and these unsettling eyes. And what does that look like? Yeah, that kind of looks like some kind of gray alien, or one of the P-47s and P-52s. It's a pretty uncanny resemblance, and what if there's some connection here and something to this idea? At the time Crowley contacted Lamb, barely anyone in the early 20th century was thinking of aliens, never mind the Greys, and his drawing was made decades before the modern UFO phenomena was even a thing. So who or what was Lamb? Well, since Crowley was an occultist, a lot of people believe Lamb was a demon. Is that why a bunch of you think that aliens are demons? And then there's the camp that thinks that Lamb may have actually been a gray alien. And if Lamb was an alien, and aliens are actually us from the future, according to people like Amy Eskridge and Hal Puthoff, is it possible there is a connection here with the P-47s and P-52s, and this being was able to contact Crowley further back in time from us through some kind of dimensional portal? Anyway, they kind of look similar to me, but what do you think?
An employee at a McDonald's in Southbridge is facing criminal charges after a video of her went viral. We're going to show you that video. This is the video that sparked a police investigation. You can see the employee that we've identified in court documents as Kaylee Marie Santos stuffing French fries into her mouth and then putting them in a fry carton as a coworker laughs along. According to court documents, Santos was working as the night manager just over a week ago. It says she then served the contaminated fries to her ex-girlfriend. Both Santos and the coworker have since been fired. Santos has been charged with distributing food containing a harmful substance.
All right.
Bro, the fact that that coworker, like I said, was just smiling, and people are sick, bro. Bro, you don't know. Food is contaminating, man, your food, bro. Especially fast food, bro. Somebody having a bad day, they can just do anything to your food, man. You don't know. You ain't in the kitchen checking what's going on. That's why, man, I stay away from fast food as much as possible, bro. Trust me, it's not worth it, man. Especially Mickey D's, bro.
I believe Kim Kardashian has cast a spell on Kimi Antonelli, or possibly stolen his essence, and if we see him drop off in form over the next few races, it'll be because of this moment right here. Kim Kardashian's family comes from Armenia, and her great-grandparents were part of a religious sect known as the Molochans. In 1852, an illiterate 11-year-old prophet warned the Molochans that a great war was coming, and kings would shed blood like rivers, and they should all escape to, specifically, Los Angeles. Kim's great-grandparents left to Los Angeles in 1913, avoiding the Armenian Genocide of 1915 and the Russian Revolution of 1917. And that's why there's so many Armenians in Los Angeles. But in traditional folklore, a sweat-stained piece of clothing is the ultimate prize for a sorcerer or a witch, as many believe hair, blood, sweat, and saliva are connected to a person's soul and contain their essence. And all you would need to curse someone or steal some of their good luck is a sweat-stained piece of clothing. And at the end of the Monaco Grand Prix, as she was walking through the crowd, Kim Kardashian slyly grabbed Kimi Antonelli's post-race towel, talked to a security guard, touched it to her face, and then walked off.
What the heck? I mean, we saw some clips about the Kardashians, man, but them being a witch, or Kim being a witch, was not on the bingo card 2026, allegedly. Yeah, but why did she touch the towel on her face and then, I guess, just walked away and left? Come on, Siggy, you gotta admit that's weird, right? What type of fish is that?
If you think the dead internet theory is as scary as I do, you need to watch this video because that shit is so fucking real and it's insane. So this is a video, it's about the woman who walked into the water with the 2 dead fish. But just watch this. It's fucking crazy.
Y'all, as soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the 2 fish walking into the water, the first thing that came to my mind was Yemaya.
There was a
Y'all, as soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the 2 fish walking into the water, the first thing that came to my mind was Yemaya. In addition to
she turns around, she's
2 dead fish in her.
Y'all, as soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the 2 fish walking into the water, the first thing that came to my mind was Y'all, as soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the 2 fish walking into the water, the first thing that came to my mind was Yemaya. In addition,
there was a video.
As soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the 2 fish walking into the water, the first thing that
There was a video.
The woman. So there's currently a video that's going viral, and it
reported today that a company forgot to set usage limits on its employees' AI usage on Claude, so they accidentally spent $500 million in 1 month. 6 hours after this report came out, another report came out that Amazon is scraping its employees' leaderboard for AI usage. I guess they had a leaderboard to see who used the most AI. So it's now fair to assume that Amazon was that company that was probably the one that accidentally spent $500 million in a month, because I mean, there's not a lot of companies out there that can just accidentally spend $500 million and be like, oh, no big deal. However, people are pointing out, wait a second, Amazon is an investor into Anthropic, who runs Claude, and Claude just raised like $900 billion, or they were valued at that. So did Amazon just find an infinite money glitch where it's like, oh, we'll use this, we'll forget to set usage limits, and then we'll pump those numbers up for evaluation and add an extra 500 million, which times 12 is what, an extra $6 billion a year? And then boom, we make the money back because Anthropic is valued at this. Who knows? This is all speculation. But the accidentally spending $500 million and be like, oh well, is something.
Today I'm going to show you the most disturbing cryptids with actual evidence behind them. This picture contains a list of the most disturbing cryptids in the world, and we already covered these, but now it's time for tier 2. The first one is the Skookum cast, and honestly, I'm a little less convinced on this one than the other ones. Unlike the other things we've seen, this is supposed to be the first ever cast of Bigfoot laying down. As you can see, this is where the elbow would be, this is where he'd be sitting, this is another butt, possibly, another butt, heel, heel, heel. A lot of people suggest that this could just be an elk. Next one is the Japanese wolf, and honestly this one's kind of cool because they were supposed to be extinct in 1905. This picture, taken in 1996, depicts a Japanese wolf, and honestly it looks kind of cool. Next one is the Ozen Kudanuk tiger. This picture was taken in 1964, and it supposedly depicts this tiger, but a lot of people think it's a cardboard cutout. The next one is the Bodette video. And honestly, this is a pretty big deal because this is actually covered on the news. It's really tough to see, but this is supposed to depict the Loch Ness Monster, also known as Champ. Next one is the thylacine photo. This is what the thylacine looked like before going extinct. Here are the photos of 1984, supposedly capturing one of the last ones. If you want to see tier 3, make sure to hit the like and follow button, and I'll get started researching on it immediately.
Guys, astronauts that are aboard the space station right now were just officially ordered to put on their spacesuits and prepare to evacuate because the station is leaking air. So the station is losing air through small cracks in a tunnel, and 2 different crew members were about to saw through a metal bracket to reach them, but then NASA officially said no. The other 5 astronauts got ordered into their escape ship, ready to detach and fly home just in case anything were to go wrong.
5 astronauts were briefly forced to take shelter or safe haven while new air leaks were being repaired on the International Space Station.
Just 2 hours later, they backed off and everybody got the all clear, but the station is still leaking. They're saying that these cracks have actually been there for 7 years now, and patches have never fixed them, but the loss of air was really slow until now. Just this week alone, it has now doubled to nearly 2 pounds of air being lost per day, and new spots that are leaking are now showing up. NASA has already rated this one of their highest levels of risk, and officials are straight up saying right now, direct quote, that this could end in a catastrophic failure. Hello? I will obviously keep you updated on everything about this whenever it comes out, so make sure you add me now if you don't want to miss it.
Those astronauts weren't the same ones that just came back from the around the moon trip, right? They're a different set of astronauts. That's weird, man. So many people in space. I didn't even know Another set of astronauts were in freaking space to begin with, man. Need to fix that leak. Bad, bro. Like you said, it was gonna be a big failure for them.
I don't think y'all understand what just happened. Elon Musk is no longer a billionaire. Elon Musk is no longer a centibillionaire. Elon Musk just became the first trillionaire in human history. I need y'all to let that sink in for a second. $1 trillion, not a billion, $1 trillion. A number so big that most people can't even visualize it. If you tried to count to 1 million out loud, it'd take anywhere from 11 to 23 days, they're saying. I need you to look up there and see how long it'll take for you to count to 1 trillion. 31,709 years. We don't even live that long. So now you gotta ask yourself, how did this man right here become the first trillionaire? Because this shit ain't natural. Mind you, he ain't get this shit because Tesla exploded overnight. He got there because of SpaceX. They're saying that he got there because SpaceX just had what is being called the largest IPO in history. That company is worth $2 trillion. And right now he has a personal wealth about $1.1 trillion. I need you to go down a rabbit hole. Here's where this shit starts getting crazy. There are countries on this planet with economies smaller than Elon Musk's personal fortune. Y'all don't think that's crazy? This man now controls more wealth than the GDP of most nations on Earth. I just want y'all to think about this. Do you understand how much power that is? I'm saying something, and I hope you picking up what I'm putting down. This just became something different. I hope y'all paying attention. I'm out.
I definitely am, bro. $1 trillion. He's $1 trillion in it now. A lot of money, bro. I heard he can buy like freaking every NBA team like 23 times over, man, and still have like $1 billion or something dollars left over, man. Or he could give everybody like $1 billion on Earth, bro, and still have money left over, man. But you know that happens. That would all upset the balance, so you know that ain't never going down. But bro, $1 trillionaire? Seekers, if you guys had $1 trillion in your bank account, what's the first thing you're doing? Tell me down below. I want to see what you guys doing with that type of money.
Whatever these beings are, the physicality of them is downstream of their true nature, and they use their physical forms as a way to interact on this level temporarily, but that's not what they are. Whatever the body, the form is sort of this just means to an end, or this like trickstery sort of downstream effect of some higher intention that he would say exists in some sort of like extended electromagnetic spectrum place or something that we don't have the ability to sense yet, which again sounds exactly like these ancient wisdom traditions who talk about higher worlds, subtle realities, or non-physical realities that are primarily comprised of like, I don't know, like mental sorts of beings or whatever. And I think it has to be something like that. And not only what you were saying before, does science, not know about these other dimensions yet? It would be predicated on something that most scientists would reject, right? Because it would be predicated on the idea that, hey, you get to these realms through mind. And to them, mind is just like some epiphenomenal, materialistic, temporary illusion, construct, whatever.
Damn, okay. Got my mind turning, bro.
So if I told you that they found 71 little girls in a sewer under a synagogue in Nyack, New York, and the explanation for it will have you scratching your head. And why do I say that? According to Nyack police, they had to come and rescue 71 girls who were on a trip and took it upon themselves to go exploring in sewers. And when you think about this a little bit more, what would possess or entice 71 total? I could see if just a couple said, hey, let's go see what's down there. But the entire group, 71 little girls, going to explore a sewer? What could possibly be in there or down there? So where was the chaperone or whoever was with them to tell them, hey, don't go down there. Don't go down there. And they ended up going down there. And then they ended up under a synagogue. Have a listen to the statement from the Nyack mayor.
Mayor, can you give us a word? What's happening?
Some young girls, some kids, they were in the park, they got into the culvert of the creek, and they started exploring, and then they ended up not really knowing where they were, and they got a little alarmed. As far as I know from the police, I just got here a few minutes ago. As far as I know from the police, everybody's been accounted for. Nobody's missing. They're about to get them all on their buses, take them back home.
Mayor Joe Rand, Nyack, thank you very much.
Just to me, something just doesn't add up here. 71 girls total. How random do you think that is? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
That's weird.
How old were you when you realized that the sunshades for cars were supposed to go outside the car? This entire time, you are going to share this video with everybody. Prepare to be blown away. And we're going to get so many people mad in the comments. 1, the sunshade. There is a gap between the sunshade itself and the window. When you put it inside the car, scientists discovered that little gap is enough to trap so much heat that it'll actually heat up your car worse, especially if it's 95 degrees or more. So scientists said, hey, just put it on the outside. That is how they're meant to be used. I said, I don't want to get it stolen. But then I looked at some of the sunshades I have. I noticed that little band that it comes with, the little clip part to keep it all together, it's long enough so that it can actually wrap around the front windshield of any car. I tried it on a Kia, I tried it on like a Ford F-150 and a Subaru, and they worked. And I'm like, is that why it says one size fits all? I thought that was meaning like the window size, but apparently no, you could actually put it on the outside, clip it inside so people don't jack it, and you're good to go. And apparently that actually helps reduce so much more heat away from your vehicle. But if you put it inside and there's enough of a gap between the sunshade and the window, you're causing essentially a greenhouse. But now you know. Mind blown.
Oh hell, so apparently Buzz Aldrin here was trying to tell us the whole time that it never actually happened. Y'all take a listen to this.
This is the scariest moment of the journey.
Scary. It didn't happen.
What?
It could have been scary.
I had nobody that could in such a long time.
We didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
I remember my parents waking me up, and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
What?
You watched animation. So you associated what you saw with...
I have very hazy memory.
Not a bad line. Not a bad line.
Now about 500 legally dead people are stored in liquid nitrogen in facilities in Michigan and Arizona, waiting to be brought back from the dead. Let's talk about it. This is made possible by a technology called vitrification. Your body is about 60% water, and when water freezes, it expands into ice crystals that shred cell membranes. So vitrification replaces the water with chemicals called cryoprotectants, which are basically antifreeze, and cools the body so fast that the solution skips freezing and becomes a glass-like solid. Now, at a small scale, this works really well. Last year, a baby was born to a couple in Ohio from an embryo that was vitrified in 1994, over 30 years frozen. The hard part is scaling it up. Cryoprotectants are toxic at high concentrations, and the blood-brain barrier blocks them from reaching brain tissue evenly. But advancements are still being made. In March of this year, a team led by Alexander German vitrified slices of adult mouse brain and then rewarmed it back up, and the hippocampus, which is the brain's region for memory, still worked. And that was the first time that anyone has ever brought back brain function from full cryogenic shutdown. Companies like the Alcor Life Extension Foundation in Scottsdale or the Cryonics Institute in Michigan have been preserving people since 1967. And the hope is that in the future, we can build technology to bring these people back.
Stay away from cryo sleep, bro. See, because if you had the choice to go to cryo sleep to go to like 50 or 60 years in the future, would you do it? I wouldn't, man. I saw a comment looking at the clip saying you can freeze your body, but can't freeze your soul, bro. So I feel like that would mess with my head, man. I go to sleep, I wake up, I'm suddenly transported into a new world.
In 2022, this terrifying video was uploaded by South Africa Traveler, and she explains how when on a guided safari tour, a family of elephants being chased by lions ran across the road. And it was at this point when the adult male elephant turned its attention to them. Now it should be noted that adult male elephants this size can weigh up to 15,000 pounds. And while they are typically peaceful, when they are threatened they can absolutely kill, some even being recorded killing rhinos. But this is what happens next. Take a look. Thankfully, the tourists were unharmed, and they were able to turn on the engine safely. But as always, let me know what you think.
Hey, y'all. Bro, I didn't even know elephants could growl, bro. Like you said, I thought they were freaking peaceful animals, man. But, bro, that's if you threaten them and push them to the edge, man. When the elephant starts growling, we out.
Pause what you're doing right now, because I need y'all to tell me, what the heck is this? What is this? Do not tell me this is normal. Do not say this is a shelf cloud. Don't tell me this is a roll cloud or whatever they're trying to call it, y'all. This is not normal, y'all. Never in my life have we ever seen anything like this, y'all. Why does this thing look like a cosmic steamroller, y'all? What is this about? And how is this possible? Look at this, y'all. Here's another angle of it manifesting out of the ocean. It's literally coming out of the ocean, y'all. So when they told us that the ocean is space, it really is space, because look at this, y'all. And now, y'all, ain't no way. Y'all just seen that thing literally come out of the ocean. Remember a few months ago, all the UFOs and the UAPs that were coming out of the ocean? And this thing just came out of the ocean? Look how monumentous this thing is. Is that even a word? I just made it up today because this is... What is this? Look at that. Oh my goodness, y'all. What an amazing time to be alive. This is crazy. Look at the way this thing is rolling in, y'all. Look at this. This is why they can't predict the weather anymore, y'all. These things do whatever they want. They roll in whenever they want, y'all. There is absolutely nothing normal about this. This is some Elemental movie type stuff, y'all. Remember in the movie Elemental, the clouds were literally walking on Earth? This is exactly what's happening right now, y'all. This thing literally came out of the ocean, and now it's coming onto Earth. If this right here don't make you question what world we're living in, and we're in another universe right now, or a parallel reality, y'all, then I don't know what is this, because look at this. Bro, look at that. Look at the way it's rolling these strands within it. But yes, y'all, this was in Portugal, y'all. But let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this.
Whatever. What is he talking about, Lou?
Yeah, he's referring to what some have speculated regarding orbs that have been viewed really since the 1940s during the Foo Fighter incidents, and then later over New Mexico skies, over controlled military airspace. And it seems that, at least in some cases, some of these orbs seem to have some sort of intelligence connected with them. And so rather than just being like, let's say, a probe or a drone, these things have been reported to almost behave and react in some cases as if there was ascribed to it some sort of I hate to say it, but life form. I got you. I was more nuts and bolts guy when I was in the program. My focus was more on actual the physical craft.
Yeah.
Interesting. These data centers keep popping up, bro. And making some weird sounds.
You can see it's in that high 58s, 59s to 60s.
Here's what millions and millions of people completely missed from the World Cup opening ceremony. And I'm not talking about this. Shakira doing the classic, I'm not even going to say, but if you know, you know. Something else happened which completely passed most people unnoticed. Now, before we go any further, you remember that the microwave plate, it went viral that, oh, it happens to look like the nuclear radiation symbol. And this guy actually has, this is the gear on the microwave plate. I know it's just a gear, but you'd think, like, there's many gears, many different things. Why it just is interesting that it happens to resemble that shape, right? Well, look at this, dude, from an aerial view. And doesn't it kind of look like, if you want to be abstract, like explosion-y? And, so, right? Everything exploding outwards kind of resembles nuclear warning sign, right? Now, remember the cover of The Economist for 2026? And it shows all kinds of rockets over here, boom, bang, bing. We have this FIFA thing, soccer action. We have what looks like Trump. These two swords, if you mirror them, it's a perfect compass, let's just say. I don't need to say any more than that. So people are alluding that this is actually like a pie graph for months of the year. Like there's 12 segments to it. And right now we'd be down here where his soccer feet are connecting. And then what is that, an alien or a UFO or a astronaut or something? And then there's going to be shipping situations, rockets, I don't know, a handcuffed hand. Let's see. But this is what many people are wondering about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
We have done.
I didn't even notice that until he just pointed it out, bro. I mean, we saw freaking World Cup, Shakira doing that, signing it. It's like, bro, it's always at the world, like, main events or at a sporting event or something like that, or a music concert. That's where they always throw up their symbol, man. Some people don't pick up on it, some people do, bro. More people need to question it. That's all I'm saying.
A lot of the conspiracies about Meta glasses and what, you know, they're capturing. And then I saw this update.
I want Meta glasses for my birthday. I heard they partnered with Ray-Ban, so they look pretty cool. What's even cooler is that I can walk by people and know where they live.
It's enabled it to start matching people to their phone numbers, home addresses, and this is all just by walking past you.
Yeah, so you can download an app for this, and you can tell who people's family members are. So, like, don't cut me off in traffic, you know?
The names and faces of their family members. So they went out and tested this in real time, and to their surprise, the results were nearly 100% accurate.
Ew. It's like everyone can be in the CIA.
Ew. Very cool.
Wow.
All just theories. Meta, don't come for us. Really don't come for us. Oh my God,
do not.
Meta.
Yeah. I just found the creepiest McDonald's in the world. Check this out. Right, at first glance it looks like a normal McDonald's, right? But then you come over here and you see this glass in the floor. Okay, a little bit weird, but whatever. But then you look down here, see what that is? It's a little bit hard to tell. Let's go get a closer look. This is a literal archaeological area. We're gonna go down into here and check this out. Oh my gosh. So this is what it looks like when you come down the stairs. When they were building this McDonald's, they uncovered an ancient Roman road, but that's not all. They also found bodies here, and they decided to leave them and preserve them. Not one, but two. How crazy is this? You can be eating your burger right above and then just have a skeleton right here. This is my table right here. And this is the outdoor seating area in children's playground. And then the ancient Roman road. Absolutely wild.
It really is, bro. And they still let the McDonald's build over it, man. I thought that, you know, they were trying to preserve it or something like that, since it's a Roman road. It's an ancient, I guess, a freaking artifact, bro. If you have money and power, man, McDonald's said we do not care, bro. We still putting our builder there, man. See firmament. The way he's picking it up, bro. What the hell? The candle's still lit. Ow.
After your souls, this fear.
You know that CERN's current last experiment is scheduled to end on June 29th of this year. After this date, CERN's Large Hadron Collider, which I'm sure everybody is aware of by now, will be shut off for roughly 4 years to complete massive upgrade. It will transform into the High Luminosity LHC, and let me tell you a little bit about what that will look like. First of all, the High Luminosity phase of the Large Hadron Collider is set to begin in 2030. Of course, this phase aims to increase the machine's luminosity, right? The number of particle collisions per second by a factor of 10. Now, this massive leap in performance will allow scientists to discover new physical phenomena and map known particles such as the Higgs boson. Keep in mind, the Higgs boson particle, aka the God particle, was discovered back in 2012, of course. But over its operational lifetime, this upgraded collider can produce up to 350 million Higgs bosons. That's up from roughly 55 million, okay? See, in order to do this, the ATLAS experiment at CERN and the CMS must be overhauled. This is to withstand higher radiation doses and handle the massive influx of data. I just want you to think about this, okay? If the Higgs field were to hypothetically switch off, all fundamental particles would instantly lose their mass. Do you know what that means? Atoms would dissolve, stars and planets would disintegrate. The universe would instantly transform into a chaotic soup of light and massless particles. Electrons
electrons would no longer be tied to atomic nuclei. Yes, it is theoretically possible for the Higgs field to collapse, triggering a catastrophic event known as vacuum decay. Now, years. But I do know that back in 2012, something changed, and I'm sure that we all felt it.
They give us this instead of this. They give us TVs instead of freedom. Religions instead of us realizing we're all a part of the same consciousness. And in schools, they want us to be obedient instead of letting us be creative. People are waking up and people are realizing that there's something really wrong with the world. Movies are showing us to be enemies with each other. And every movie, every scenario is always us going against each other. In all these horror movies or end of the world movies, it shows us being against each other. Why don't they ever show us working together? It's all programming, predictive programming, people. It's time to stand up and all of us stand together. Everybody. I don't care what you are, what you believe. We have one agenda, and that's to all stand together in love. That's the main objective.
What in the hell even is that?
This is unreal.
Seen a tornado do that.
The bottom of the tornado is swirling around the top part of the tornado. And is that a second and a third funnel right here?
Yes.
What?
It's moving due north.
This tornado has tentacles.
It's coming back down. It is. And there's something going right next to it. Oh.
Be careful.
Yeah, it's stretching out to the, it's moving north.
What?
You know, I've never seen that before either. Don't you all think it's even the slightest bit suspicious how common these rare weather events have become?
As the flowers, I sit for hours, telling all the bluebirds, the bill and coo birds.
It's right in front of our faces, man.
Little baby, I'm so in love with you.
What's in the Black Mirror episode? Apple AirPods can now read your brainwave. So they put this patent in 2023 to have little electrodes put within the inside of the AirPod. Essentially acts as like an EEG. If your brainwaves were to be monitored, right, in a hospital, you would get electrodes stuck to your head, and that's what an EEG signal is able to pick up. They've now put this into your AirPod. This doesn't just read your heart rate, it reads your brainwaves. You know how I was talking about the different brainwave states you get into? Theta, beta, alpha, delta, etc. You go through different brainwave states throughout the day, but your theta brainwave is when your subconscious mind is at its most impressionable. Who's to say they couldn't just kick you into theta brainwave state and blast you with a load of shit? Who knows? I ask, why is this important? Well, if your AirPod can track what brainwave state you're in, then they can control you. So say you were feeling a bit stressed, your AirPods would pick up that brainwave signal and it would be able to send you another frequency, or maybe accelerate that frequency. Who knows? It could literally do anything like that. We're not even wearing technology anymore. It's essentially being plugged into our nervous system. It's like you're...
That's why I'm wired all the way, bro. And then they just announced like some new version of AirPods recently, the AirPods 3, man. Like they keep trying to up it every single year, bro. See, because if any of you guys wear AirPods, I highly recommend, man. Wired connection, best way to go, bro. I switched off like I think like a year ago, man. I couldn't do that no more.
You're eating Chris's baby. Yeah. This is 9 pounds. It's like you're eating Chris's baby. We're doing what now? And this is our slice of pizza, boys. It is massive.
If I eat the crust, I'm gonna swell up. He's gonna demolish that whole thing.
Let's be honest, in their game, you do say controversial things so that they can go viral, farming or whatever they call it. Well, here's the thing. When we're talking about this guy is the biggest plant in that industry to ever exist, and just look into who he signed a deal with, those rocky fellas, so to speak. So when you're making jokes like this, we say the jokes, but you know what I mean. Maybe there's a little bit. There's probably a lot more behind it if you catch my drift. It's been a good few years now that this guy's energy has been completely off. And a lot of these type of people hide behind charitable giveaways, whatever you want to call it. It's up to you. I know what I think he meant.
The Malaysian airline flight that went missing? Yeah, it's why there's more. Do you know what they found out? There's 3 people on that plane that ended up patenting, and they recently tracked down what they were connected to, and it's all about microchips. 3 people, they were connected to a patent for a microchip. Yeah. That Malaysian airline flight obviously crashed, but went missing. Was missing for so long. After they found that they were dead, 3 days later, the microchip patent was bought by the Rothschild family. No, man. You know the exact name of what? The inventors are Pidong Wang, Zijun Chen, and Ziyong Chen, and Li Ying. They were the people that owned the patent for this use of microchips, right? And they were all on the flight. This is the patent itself. Oh my god, you guys, what the hell do you find? So the patent was bought by Jacob Rothschild, and it ended up becoming called the Jacob Rothschild link. Crash happened 3 days after. Boom, Rothschild, one of the biggest, richest families pretty much ever now on the patent. Microchip. Yeah. What could they possibly do with a microchip though?
This update on the guy who did an at-home chemical pill thinking he knew what he was doing and then basically fried his face off. We're talking the guy who wore no gloves and then did the strongest chemical pill you can legally get. It immediately went wrong in every way that it could. Brace yourselves for the day 12 picture, because remember, extreme chemical pills will make your face peel. Using a TCA-30, which is normally used on your body, not on your face, this is what he was left with. Hopefully, after seeing a lot of medical professionals, they have told him that he is doing basically everything he can possibly do to help this transition after using way too strong of an at-home chemical pill. Professionals are now showing videos of exactly how this process should have went. Talking fairly minimal pain and most definitely not your entire face frosting. This being what I would consider like normal levels of frosting, where you just see like these tiny dots of frosting material, which is just your skin reacting to the chemical that is the chemical pill. It's now past the terrifying stage of his face peeling off. The biggest concern for him being hyperpigmentation. Chemical pills can actually do some amazing resurfacing of our skin. When done right, they can erase years of sun damage, acne scarring, overall just clearing up your complexion. His day 12 picture is just proving how bad he messed up.
That's pretty scary, man. I've been seeing those. The only time we've seen those chemical pills, man, scrolling on TikTok sometimes, bro. Yeah, just make sure, man, if you're gonna do that process, you gotta do it right, bro. Don't want to end up in a situation like that guy, man.
Only about 2 to 4% of people that can apparently hear this constant humming noise 24/7 while the person sitting right next to them hears nothing at all. And scientists may have just officially figured out what that is. So the sound is called the hum, and it is literally just a low droning sound like a truck that's idling outside, and an estimated 2 to 4% of people on the entire planet can hear it. They're saying that the person sitting right next to them hears absolutely nothing, and for some it's bad enough at nighttime that they can't get sleep, and it physically makes them sick.
It's maddening, it's unsettling, and it's also just this mystery because nobody seems to know what is causing this strange humming sound.
People have literally moved to brand new cities to try to get away from the sound, and they say that it follows them everywhere, and that's usually the point that they realize the sound was never actually coming from outside. Researchers in Norway just studied 28 different people who hear it, and they're saying that for most of them it's actually a rare low-frequency form of tinnitus in their own ears that their ears are creating. They even tested whether their ears were physically making the sound, and none of them were. So the hum people swear might be real might be only playing inside of their own head, so there's no way to prove it. We absolutely need to take a poll in the comments right now. Who can hear this sound, or is this the first time you're hearing about it?
See, cause y'all be hearing that hum sometimes? I don't, but it's not the first clip you heard about people saying they hear something in their head, man. Just be aware.
And as you look, you see things that start to look like rocks, but when you really pay closer attention and use different lighting sources like a UV light, all of a sudden you see something that is entirely different. It looks like we've got space right here on Earth, alien life right here on Earth. We found insects that glow under UV light, and it's an entirely different way to see a beautiful landscape. And one of the things that a project like this is trying to get us to do is look at things through different perspectives. And really all it takes is something like a UV light to change the entire way that you see the world around you. It's a pretty cool thing to be able to check out.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. Woo!
One of the cooler things that happens in the woods, and what's going on here, is there are certain insects and fungi, like you see going up and down that tree. There are fungi all up and down that tree. They actually absorb UV light, and then they re-emit it as visible light that we're able to see. So it's not like these insects just create their own light like this and glow in the dark. They actually absorb the UV light. So when you shine that UV light on them, they absorb that and then they re-emit it as visible light. So it just makes this scene, and you've probably seen like scorpions, they're kind of famous for kind of glowing blue and green at night, but they're not the only bugs or insects that do that. As you see in this video, there's a lot of them. And what's kind of wild is scientists actually use this a lot of the times in forests to take a count, like when they're trying to figure out how many of these certain insects are in an area or something like that. They'll use this to just make it very easy to count these animals or these insects or whatever it is and get a good like head count of these insects.
The people who are going to normalize microchips in the human body are not going to be the government. They're going to be your neighbors. They're the ones who are saying if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear, or I'm not doing anything wrong. That is how you get gaslit into handing over your sovereignty. They always sell it as safety. Now, here's the article I'm showing you. UK government ministers sat down with senior officials and executives from over 30 companies, including Amazon Web Service, Microsoft, Google, IBM, and Palantir, to discuss implanting microchips under the skin of prisoners and parolees for real-time monitoring. The concept is called subcutaneous tracking, and it would allow authorities to monitor location, health, and behavior patterns in real time around the clock. They also propose driverless prison vans and robot-run jails. The government stated the goal is to create prisons outside prisons that keep the public safe, while convicted people live in the community. Safety. They always call it safety. Now, open your copy of The Fourth Industrial Revolution by Klaus Schwab if you've been listening to me. This book was written in 2015. Deep Shift number 1, Implantable Technologies. Deep Shift number 12, Driverless Cars. Both in that article, both in that book 11 years ago. I read it in 2018, and I have been telling you ever since. This is moving faster than my own exit strategy planned for. Follow me right now, because I'm going deep into how far down the World Economic Forum rabbit hole we actually are, and I'm not stopping until you see the full picture.
You can tell me down below, man, if you guys want me to find some more clips of that guy, bro. He was spitting, man. Like I said, I don't think if that happens, bro, they're just not going to stop there. Obviously, then they're going to want to implement that to a wider scale, bro. So, say it's for your safety, but I feel like that's just a test run, man.
And I see a female straddling me. I was shocked. I thought, how did you get in my house? Who are you? And I look on the side of the bed, and there's one with her knees tucked under her. She had her hands cupped on her knees. The one closer to me, I see her cups her fingers like that, locks them together behind my head, and drags me over and buries my face. I'm suffocating. Put my two teeth and just nipped. Something hit the back of my throat. It felt like I drank acid. And then instantly the two of them start telepathically communicating. The blonde one was actually saying, he's done this wrong. This isn't like the last time. And I'm coughing. I start coughing. I look up. They're gone. There was a hair. And we got some really strange results here. The completely different DNA where the root was tall, blonde, Scandinavian looking, Gaelic Basque. And then the shaft of the hair showed the rarest Chinese mitochondrial DNA. Now, that's impossible.
We're being trained to fear a global water shortage on a planet that is 71% liquid.
But the UN data shows the freshwater supply is shrinking. Per capita fresh water dropped 7%. That statistic feels very real.
That is a delivery problem, not a supply problem. Earth holds over 1 sextillion liters of water. Yes, 97% is salt, but look at the transition happening right now. Morocco will get 60% of its water straight from the sea by 2030 through desalination. The tech exists.
So why the constant panic in the news? If we can tap the ocean, why are they screaming crisis?
Because manufactured scarcity is the oldest control tactic in history. Look at the data. Cape Town's Day Zero was exposed as a designed narrative to force compliance. Now, Johannesburg faces accusations of creating artificial shortages to manipulate public thought.
Wait, they are gaming the supply? That changes everything. It makes me angry, but the pieces fit.
Exactly. It is an illusion. Psalm 65 reminds us, the river of God has plenty of water. Not some, plenty. This world was engineered to sustain life forever.
The water isn't running out.
No, the water is fine. Our freedom is what is shrinking. They want you to beg for what you already own.
We have to share this truth.
Pass this on before the trap closes. Get the full breakdown at sigillamalexio.com.
I've been noticing the shift, man, of how the way these, people in power of money been talking about water, bro. You know how some of them been saying like it shouldn't be like a natural right that everybody should have to, pay for water. It's like, come on, man. Water, that should be a basic universal free for everybody, man. These companies, bro, they grabbing it all up. So I think that's why it's becoming more scarce. And with the rise of AI, it just makes it worse, man.
They saw something fall from the sky. They checked their backyard and they saw something with like 8 to 9 feet, no clothes, green-colored men, not human, with like the eyes were glowing and they did not. It was not a human being. So. Did you see it?
Huh?
Did you see it?
Yeah, me and him saw it.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
Because I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, or?
They see like a big. That's what they say. They see like a big something with legs.
Can we go outside?
I have a video in the back. You can see.
I see a cat over there.
No, please, can you check because this creature is not gonna let you sleep tonight.
Oh yeah, good.
Do you have cameras?
One camera, but it's on the company.
I'm a landlord, so.
I'm gonna take the camera.
The landlord is the only one who can see the camera.
Just released the first video of him with the Nordic aliens together. This is wild. This comes just 2 days after on the official White House Twitter accounts, they went ahead and put this photo up and immediately removed it during the World Cup opening ceremony. Take a look at this video that's going viral. You tell me, what do you see? This is allegedly Trump on the White House lawn with them, and you can see he's looking at the reflective pool. And now they look up. I don't know if he's showing UFOs. And now you see another part, looks like they're possibly at the White House and they're getting in like a formation. And here, I don't know what's going on. We even see somebody who looks like they're in the skirt. So maybe that's a female one. And this is alleged video at the White House too. And that's not all we have, because then he leaked even more photos of him with apparently these Nordic aliens, the tall whites, possibly Pleiadians, at the White House, looking like they're in the war rooms, looking like they're with other officials, even with China's Xi Jinping and Putin. And these beings have tried to make deals with us for centuries to help us evolve as a race, evolve as a species.
So y'all telling me that this was not a real video of an alien that I posted the other day on my page. Y'all telling me that wasn't a real alien. And if you saw the video, you should have saved it, because guess what? They took it down. Now, why would they take down a fake video? I keep on telling y'all. The shit be right in our face. They been showing us aliens. They been showing them.
Yep.
They have been showing aliens. Just like this alien right here that's real. Excuse me? Excuse me? So y'all gonna tell me that these 3 aliens are not real? These 3 beings, entities, whatever you want to call them, they're not real? That's what y'all are telling me? And guess what else? These beings possibly came from the ocean as well. Y'all see how shit be right in our face? Y'all can act like this shit ain't real all you want. It's going to come out in the open, and there's nothing that they can do about it. These beings are beginning to show themselves. So they can try to take videos down and do all that shit they want. Here they go right here, y'all. Here they go right here. And the reason why they said that they took the video down is because they said it wasn't my original content. Well, on this video here, I'm doing all the commentary. These are all my own videos and pictures. We're going to see what they say about that. But before I leave, I want to give y'all a quick snippet of the reason why they took my video down. And I'm going to show y'all that the alien that I showed y'all in that video, it was real. came with
Okay.
Here it is right here, and I can't stay too long, or they're going to take this one down as well.
Out there, if I'm hatcheting those
Excuse
words,
me? Yes,
I'm
it's
sorry,
dark and
but
grainy.
this
It's going to
being an
always be
only
like that because they
sexual
don't want you to be able to
chromosome,
magnify in on
came
it.
to the S2
That's
alpha,
real,
official
okay?
designation of the underground
All right.
facility.
I got to get
that
out of
had-
here.
That housed the
I got to get
alien
out of here.
interrogation and retention program. That's the unofficial.
So the Miami Mall incident, they look like they was insectoids, bro. Those are, you know, one of the aliens. They said one of the alien races that they disclosed this year. Okay, plot twist.
You're gonna escort her out?
Escort her out.
Wow.
And liars. Time to go. You're a bunch of grifters and liars. If we don't like what you're doing, we can say no. You're gonna throw people out because they boo these clowns? Really? Amen. Right? Boo. Boo. Find another job. Your time's numbered.
I cannot wait to make sure that every single one of you are recalled because we already have a lawyer and it's happening.
Right back.
A single solitary Facebook claim against the data center is true. They're all misinformation. We love data centers here. We have the largest data center in the state of Michigan.
We're put here to make your decision for you. It's not going to always be the decision that you like, but it can be a decision that it's going to be a decision that we can live with.
So y'all know how we just instinctively hate flies and we have no idea why? Well, this video is going to help you understand why we do not like flies, y'all. When I tell you this fly is full of maggots, y'all, parasites. No, that fly is not pregnant. This is not no baby flies. This is parasites. This is maggots. This is what be all in y'all foods as soon as a fly touches it, y'all. Look at that. They're just squirming around, looking for the next host. Oh my goodness, y'all. So are flies just hosts for parasites, y'all? Look at that. Look. Do y'all just realize that as soon as those maggots came out of it, the flies just stopped moving, that there's no more life in it, y'all? So flies are just hosts to these parasites, to these maggots. And at the same time, flies also eat poop, y'all. And that's a big fly. That is ridiculously big. Carrying all those, imagine, man, imagine how many flies y'all came across. This is crazy. But yeah, I hope you take further precaution with flies around your food now and your beverages. That's crazy. Let me know what you guys think about this video, y'all. Did y'all know this? But let's continue to get this shit. Ooh, peace.
Was Disney trying to tell us something?
We've got to get all these medieval ideas out of your head. Clear the way for new ideas. Knowledge of man's fabulous discoveries in the centuries ahead. Now that'll be a great advantage, boy.
Advantage indeed. If the boy goes about saying the world is round, they'll take him for a lunatic.
The world is round? Yes, that's right. And it also goes around.
You mean it'll be round someday?
No, it's round now. Man will discover this in centuries to come. And he will also find that the world is merely a tiny speck in the universe.
Universe? You're only confusing the boy. No, you can't learn history in reverse. It's confusing enough, for heaven's sakes.
All right. Have it your way, Archimedes. You're in charge.
Sign you
Interesting.
$3 5 albums, but your album term might say you can't drop an album for 9 to 12 months. So if we do the math, that's some years. That's years, 4 years, 4 or 5 years, maybe even 6 years, because the average artist ain't just finna drop no album exactly on the 9 months. So it's still gonna be a stretch creating, and then while that's going on, they still gotta spend the money into you. So it's doubling down. So it's like most artists, you don't see no check from the label, but the one that you sign.
Damn. I heard, man, about those, industry contracts, but Offset was breaking it down for us, bro. So they only get one check when they sign, and the rest they have to deliver those albums, but it takes years. So like you said, they're basically finessing. They give you one check, and then they probably making boatloads of money off you. You only get that one check in return. That's some crazy work, man.
They are simply telling us to our face. If you don't hear it, it's because you choose not to. Listen to this.
There's a cognizance, I believe, within the intelligence community, particularly CIA, that there are humans among us that might be more extraterrestrial than human. And how do you identify them? That could be a major factor in why we're interested in that. And there's also the, I guess you would call contact tracing of like who's who. Right. And so what they did reveal that there was an interest in certain families. How would you understand families? I understand families to mean bloodlines. Right. That they were interested in certain bloodlines going back to ancient times. Who knows? Ancient times. Did they mention other heritages around the planet that through this marker? I was specifically told that the Cherokee heritage, the Cherokee Nation, had something to do with the phenomenon. And furthermore, that it has something to do with perhaps even the actual existence of Atlantis. That they may have been survivors of Atlantis.
Looks like we have our reason on what he was actually searching for. Cherokee, huh? I mean, this would explain a lot. They've been searching. This is not new. Just new to us. Atlanteans? That's why they was looking for America, huh? That's why the most structures can't be recreated. Temporary mind. Just kidding, y'all. This video is only for entertainment purposes. But make sure to like and comment and let me know your thoughts.
Nah, they were spitting. What the hell is that?
Oh my god. It looks so dark.
A woman who lives alone in an apartment is having nightmares after capturing what I have behind my head on her security camera. She said she can't stop thinking about it, and I wouldn't be able to either. This was captured at 2:13 a.m. She woke up to the alert on her phone from her security camera, and at first it just looks like a person standing there until you zoom in on it more. And then that's when it gets really creepy. Because it's not like, oh, they were walking down the sidewalk and got caught on your security camera. They are looking directly at your door, just staring. And they almost look disfigured, which is really fucking creepy. Now, she said that this is the only alert that had it. She didn't have any other alerts throughout the night. It was just this one photo of whatever this is standing in front of her house, staring at her front door. There was no more alerts of it walking away or anything else, just this singular photo. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I would for sure be having nightmares if I caught this on my security cameras. Like, what are they doing? What do they want? And what are they?
Okay, it's old film. Supposed to represent something.
This is where just keep watching.
Those aliens?
How creepy is this entire concept? Why would anyone write a story like this? What's wild is that people have watched this and say that it mirrors real life. It makes you think about the theories regarding elite groups wanting to, let's just say, clean slate, but framed as a cartoon so they can pass it off as fiction. And what is crazy is this movie actually won a major award at the Cannes Film Festival. It makes you wonder why they would put this out and who it was really aimed for and what they're actually hiding behind the art. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
That was in 1973 too, man, so they've been putting those messages in the films for that long, man. I wonder if you go back and watch any of the old films, man. See, could you guys pick up on any of the hidden messages they had in those movies?
Tell me y'all hear that music coming.
I hear it.
Y'all hear the music? Why the fuck is it music coming out of the ground?
They're having a concert.
Wait. The car's going by. How was they in there singing?
Conspiracy I fully believe with my full chest is the Wayfair conspiracy, and just like everything else, I feel like we moved on way too quick, because what do you mean they were selling full-size cabinets with names named after missing children? and being sold for like thousands and thousands of dollars. Literally the black market right in front of our face. I don't want to get on my soapbox, but they were also mentioned in the Epstein files.
Okay, bro.
Every time someone's like, I got my bed from Wayfair or I got my TV stand from Wayfair, I'm like, ooh, whiplash. What do you mean? I thought we were done with them. And then the celebrities all doing like endorsements with Wayfair after the fact, that don't sit right with me either. Not saying that the celebrities were like aware of what was going on with Wayfair. We all know they're just getting paid money to advertise whatever they can get money for. We're seeing my girl Kelly Clarkson doing Wayfair ads, and I trust Kelly Clarkson, so like what the hell is going on? We ever get an explanation on that? Like were they like, yeah, we were selling TV stands for $15,000 named Maria or Marie. Maybe they were selling their bed named Julie for $20,000, but something just isn't sitting right in my soul about that, so no, I will not be shopping at Wayfair. Why are you shopping at Wayfair?
It's weird, for sure.
Looking room. I hope you cows are decent. Crap on a crutch!
Those
Ow! Ugh, my bones are so brittle. But I always drink plenty of milk.
Okay, so did y'all hear about how these scientists opened up a 5,000-year-old mummy and found something that may still be alive? So naturally, they ate it. Now, most people would naturally assume that ancient mummies are completely dead, but no, these researchers found a mummy that they estimated to be a bit over 5,000 years old with microbes inside them. Microbes that are still alive that survived way longer than anybody could even fathom. Think about that. 5,000 years, longer than most recorded history, longer than most modern civilizations. Quite literally, something endured, something microscopic endured all that time. How is that even possible? Now, scientists believe that certain microbes can enter like a severe survival state, extreme survival, where they go into like a biological hibernation, and that's how they are able to last this long. But that just makes you wonder, what else has been surviving for thousands of years that we're not even aware is currently alive right now? Because if microscopic life can last for thousands of years, what else is hidden underneath the ice, the caves, the mountains, places that we've yet to explore, in the oceans? What else is out there with full life from thousands of years ago still existing today? But the biggest plot twist by far of this whole story is the fact that the scientists decided to take it a step further and go ahead and separate the microorganisms, the yeast activated through these microbes, and make a loaf of bread to go ahead and consume. Because studying it was not enough. They wanted to taste their research. Digging up ancient remains is already wild as it is, not letting things rest, but going ahead and trying to consume parts of these ancient remains is just absolutely mind-blowing to me. But let me know what you guys think about this. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you heard this story. If you haven't, save this video, go look into it. Per usual, this is all alleged. Can't confirm or deny any information. Definitely implore you to do your research. Whatever else I find out, I'll be back. Like, follow, stay for some more tea. And if you like more interesting topics like this, grab your copy of 50 Forbidden Mysteries. Link is in the bio. Feel free to join the private group chat.
Princess Diana's friend, Christine Fitzgerald, alleged that Diana's nickname for the Windsors was the reptiles or the lizards. And she would say to Christine, in all seriousness, they're not human. Diana also supposedly called them the Germans or the Dracula family. Christine said that Diana used to tell me that the Queen Mother was evil. She actually used that word, evil. She said that she hated the Queen Mother, and supposedly the Queen Mother hated her. There is a greater conspiracy that Diana knew about the royal family's alleged reptilian genetic history and control. The information comes from the book, The Biggest Secret. Christine went on to say that Diana could talk to her about matters that she would not dare share with anyone else for fear of being dubbed crazy. They're not human. That's what she would repeat. There's a very good reason that Diana described the Windsors that way. They are cold, calculated, and controlling. Did Diana know exactly what the royal family are? Or was it simply a matter of speech? Did her knowing something cause them to do something to her? Is that what really happened? All of this is alleged.
It says the CIA had a talking dog.
I said hello, and the dog looks at me. You know how dogs do their head like that? And he goes, hello. I said, oh my God, you do talk. And he said, yeah, that's how I got a job at the CIA. I said, I work at the CIA. He said, yeah, I was in counterterrorism. I said, I'm in counterterrorism. What did you do in counterterrorism? He said, well, because I talk, they sent me to Bin Laden's compound, and I listened to what Bin Laden was saying.
Grocery
grocery stores just officially started
Really?
rolling out a brand new AI grocery cart that has cameras on it that watches every single thing that you grab and tracks every single aisle that you walk down. These are actually Instacart's caper carts, and they've got a camera not only pointed directly at your basket, but also another one facing right at you, plus scales and location tracking built right into the handle. These carts or buggies are already in over 100 cities across 15 different states right now in stores like Kroger, ShopRite, and Wegmans. They're saying that these carts watch everything that you put in it and tracks your exact spot in the store the entire time that you're shopping. Brands like General Mills are currently paying to give you ads the second that you grab something or walk past the aisle, and it runs on AI that's trained on 1.6 billion different grocery orders. Then people asked Instacart how long they keep the footage, whether or not it's running facial recognition on you or not, and then whether you can turn it off and still use the cart, but they wouldn't answer any of it. Hello? So happening right now, they are literally putting cameras on your face at the grocery store that knows what you buy, where you stood, and how you reacted to every single ad. But nobody's gonna tell you where that's going.
They got her. They got Taraji P. Henson, y'all. And this is extreme. Because explain to me how this is Taraji. Does this look like Taraji to you? Because Taraji herself put these photos up on her Instagram. It's gone viral. The internet's blowing up and saying, what happened to her? Has she been switched out? Now, Taraji has actually responded to this, and she said, look, I'm on Broadway. When would I have gotten my face done? This is my face. But fans have noticed something interesting. They've noticed that when her face completely changed, or what it looks like allegedly, was right around the time she did The Color Purple. She did The Color Purple. After that movie, her face wasn't the same. Her personality wasn't the same. And you know who else was in that movie? Homegirl right here, who's connected to every awful person in the industry. Billionaire who screams at us to give money to things when she doesn't. And it's made a lot of people question, what happened to Taraji? Has she been switched out? Has she just got bad work? What is going on here?
During a live TV show, Brazilian presenter Silvio Santos shocked everyone when his teeth started to look terrifying. They appeared sharp and pointy. His teeth even seemed to change shape constantly, like they were trying to return to normal. It clearly wasn't bad oral health either, because this is what his usual smile looks like. But the strange part is, he wasn't the only one. Many other famous personalities had also been caught on camera with their teeth transforming the same way. All these videos couldn't be just a coincidence. Could this be a slip that revealed their true identity? In Florida, a TikToker approached a street worker who looked very unusual. His eyes were pale and cloudy, and his teeth were long and sharp. Out of curiosity, the TikToker asked if he had some kind of deformity, but instead, the man said something terrifying. He claimed he was exiled from a land beyond the ice wall, and that our realm was a prison for him. The TikToker ended the talk quickly and posted the video the next day. His viewers started connecting his words to those theories about a secret land beyond the ice walls.
Why did nearly so reptilian comes from the ice walls? That's a new theory I haven't heard before until today. I don't know if the TV was glitching out, man, but if it's happening over like twice, 2 times, bro, that's not a coincidence no more, man. Their teeth was changing, bro. It's happening right in front of our faces.
Every ancient civilization on Earth built pyramids. Think about it. Egypt built pyramids. The Maya built pyramids. China built pyramids. Sudan built pyramids. Cambodia built pyramids. Even civilizations separated by oceans and thousands of years seemed obsessed with the exact same shape. And that's where the mystery begins. Because according to history, many of these cultures never met, never traded, and in some cases, didn't even know the others existed. Yet somehow they all arrived at the same idea, the pyramid. In Egypt, the Great Pyramid was built around 2500 BC. At nearly the same time, the ancient city of Caral in Peru was constructing pyramids on the other side of the planet. Then there's Sudan, a country containing more pyramids than Egypt, and China has enormous pyramid tombs hidden near Xi'an, some as large as city blocks. But here's what makes it even stranger. Many of these pyramids were aligned with the stars. Not with nearby cities, not with roads, the sky. Almost as if ancient civilizations around the world were following the same blueprint, the same knowledge, or the same forgotten tradition. So the question is, did civilizations across the world somehow discover the same idea independently? Or were they all inheriting knowledge from something much older?
So the shit I'm about to tell you, you probably won't believe, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. So this lady, she's an animal communicator, a pet psychic. She said she had a cat client. Now this cat, already dead. It lost its life. But she was talking to this cat in spirit. And I know how that sounds already. Listen to the story. She was speaking to this cat in spirit and asked this cat, why did she have an obsession with trucks, big trucks, before she died? I'm guessing this is what the owner wanted to know about her own cat. And the cat told her the reason she had an obsession with big trucks when she was here living on this earth is because in her previous life, she used to be a truck. You heard what I just said? So the animal psychic said to her, that's not possible because living things can't be objects, basically. And the cat told her that all things have souls. But you don't believe me, right?
And I was like, I quit. Like, this is it. This is too much. So I said to her, I really don't believe that because I didn't believe that. She said, you don't have to believe it. You can believe whatever you want to believe. And I said, Florence, this feels very wrong. And she said, what would feel right to you? And I said, I don't know, if you liked, trucks because you liked being up high, or maybe you drove a truck in a past life, but actually being a truck, that's impossible. She said, nothing is impossible, everything is possible. And I said, a truck is not a living thing. She said, who said a soul needs to be inside a living thing?
I'm not going to tell you what I believe, but I want to know what you believe. And I want to know now. Jump in the comments, let me know what you believe. Let me know what you believe.
See, because y'all believe, I guess, inanimate objects can have souls. That's something I haven't thought of. To me, I guess I'm gonna fall in the camp of, I don't know, man. That's my camp, bro. Because, bro, there have been things, man, that you just can't explain. So I'm just gonna fall in the I don't know camp, man. That's my thoughts, bro. But the cat says she was actually a truck. That's why she was a truck. That's why she liked him, I guess. Interesting.
I think that's moving. I swear to God, that was moving.
I really do not like Hollywood. It is not for me. The business really scares me. I understand that I'm a part of that business and I enjoy my kind of interactions with it. But that said, I am always looking for ways to kind of remove myself from it, to kind of just live as normal a life as possible.
Thank you to Satan for giving me inspiration on how to play this role.
On behalf of Amy, I'd like to thank the devil.
When Tom Holland says that Hollywood scares him and that he wants to distance himself from it, most people assume he's just an actor tired of fame. But when you compare that to what Christian Bale did at the Golden Globes, thanking Satan live on stage for his role, it suddenly takes on a completely different meaning. Because they're two sides of the same coin. On one side, someone who sees what's happening and wants out. On the other, someone who's so deep inside it that he openly thanks what this industry supposedly represents. And nobody in the room reacted, almost as if everyone already understood the same unspoken rules. But Tom Holland isn't the only one who has wanted to escape. Actors like Cole Sprouse have spoken about what Disney put young stars through. Demi Lovato said she was pressured to change her body from a very young age, and other celebrities have described an environment where people who speak too much end up pushed aside or worse. And that's the real face of this industry, a system where the higher you climb, the more is demanded from you, where those who refuse are destroyed, and those who accept end up thanking the very thing that controls them in front of millions of people. Tom Holland said he wanted to live a normal life, and when someone at the top says something like that, it's not because they're simply tired of fame, it's because the price they're being asked to pay is too high, and he refuses to pay it.
Here are the 5 companies that have been sued for causing cancer. Number 1 is Starbucks, who was sued for containing acrylamide, which is a toxin that is formed when the coffee beans are roasted. Acrylamide has been linked to DNA damage and multiple types of cancer. Number 2 is Colgate, who was sued for containing lead, which is strongly linked to multiple types of cancers. Number 3 is Johnson & Johnson, who was sued for containing asbestos in their talcum powder. Number 4 is Cheerios, who was sued for containing a pesticide known as glyphosate, which has been strongly linked to multiple cancers. And finally, number 5, Old Spice deodorant, who was sued for containing benzene, which is also strongly linked to multiple types of cancers. The solution to avoiding these chemicals is by choosing natural products or using brands that offer lab testing.
That's the road we need to go down. Radioactive bunker. Are they still going in there? Don't get in the water, what the?
Penguin shadow. Okay. Turn to the side. Turn to the side more, look at me.
What the?
Why? What is happening? I don't get it. Are you an alien?
Everybody is talking about these photos right now and sharing them, and there's wild theories going around from them being alien visitors to AI generation. But here's the thing, in researching these photos, when you look at AI, when it first hit, it stated that they were real, but now AI is stating that they're AI generated. So we really don't know, but it's quite interesting that there's top world leaders seem to have met with these individuals. And now this video message is now generating throughout the internet. So we really don't know. But take a look at it, comment below, let us know what you think.
People of planet Earth, please have a little more patience. You will soon be liberated.
Yeah, that has to be AI, bro. I've seen that video. Yeah, has to be cat, bro. You know, all the important world leaders, though. Or, like I said, are those the Nordics?
People of planet Earth, please have a little more patience. You will soon be liberated.
No, we won't. Not by y'all, anyway.
Richest man in China just bought a facility in New Hampshire. Now, what is he doing? He actually bought it for his beverage company for over $60 million, way over the asking price. And it's right next to what? The town's water supply. He's gathering 2 million gallons per day for his beverage company. So now the Chinese have control of New Hampshire's water supply.
Like, how do you allow a whole nother country to buy up freeways because they bought highways
in your hometown,
in your
Jersey?
hometown?
Farmland, highways. So the Chinese just bought the data, you know, those fast lanes, what do they call them in the speed lanes, yeah. Speed lanes, right? They just bought a highway, the whole entire data, and they sold it to China. So now they own that data in the highway.
Holy crap.
How disgusting of a person do you have to be to post a video wrapping a finger after dismembering your victim? And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, this famous singer, David Berg, allegedly murdered 13-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. He dismembered her body and left her remains inside his Tesla, and she was found 5 months later on September 8th, 2025. The thing is, her entire body was recovered except for her ring finger and pinky, and her ring finger had a tattoo of David's name. So fast forward a few weeks later, he's on tour and he uploads this video of him wrapping this anime looking finger on camera. And before anyone says, okay, but it's not her finger, what's the big deal? It's the timing of it. Like, how do you casually just sit there and record yourself playing with this dismembered finger, knowing what you just did to this girl's body? I've said this many times, but there is something deeply wrong with this man. He put all these clues in front of our faces like it was a game for him.
These and 2000s kids aren't just nostalgic for the past, we're grieving a world that doesn't even exist anymore.
a world that vanished before we could actually experience it as adults. We experienced life outside of everyday content consumption. It was making memories, it was being present. And a special thing about creating those memories is that we used to have boredom. Boredom used to help create creativity and imagination beyond our wildest dreams. And even though we were younger and we had less responsibilities, it was in creating those moments that became a thing of impact. That sense of freedom connect us with the real world outside of every day having to feel connected through social media and doom scrolling. Because reality check, we're consuming a whole lot more, but we're appreciating a lot less. And that's why there's so much novelty with a childhood that is gone, but it will never be forgotten.
You got any shoes or anything on you?
Facts.
Are you me, man? I'm not.
This morning, a Florida husband and father is suing multiple law enforcement agencies after being wrongfully arrested, he says, due to a flawed AI facial recognition technology.
I don't wish this on my worst enemy.
Tell you what, man, I'm gonna put you in the cuff in the front.
This is nuts.
Police body camera video obtained by our affiliate Gulf Coast News showing the 2024 arrest outside Robert Dillon's home.
I was basically telling him this is crazy. I have no idea who did this, but it's not me.
Authorities were looking for a suspect who tried to lure a child at a restaurant in Jacksonville Beach, more than 300 miles away.
To be accused of a heinous crime of that nature, I'm thinking I may not be coming back home.
Investigators submitted surveillance images of the suspect into a facial recognition program, which revealed a 93% match of facial features to Dillon. But not only was Dillon incorrectly identified, he's never even been to Jacksonville Beach.
I argued with the police officer for 20 minutes, and he insisted that I know that I'm looking at your mugshot.
Weeks after his arrest, the state attorney's office dropped the case, but it took nearly a year to wipe it from his record.
It's horrible that this AI is put in the hands of people that aren't qualified to use it.
We've reached out to all law enforcement agencies being sued by Dillon with the help of the ACLU. Only the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office responded. They're the ones who oversee the use of the technology. They said, in part, the assertion that PCSO failed to train is patently false. And they also said it was wrong for the Jacksonville Beach police officer to arrest someone based solely on facial recognition.
This guy just...
Gotta be careful, man, with those AIs, bro. That's just one case, man. That happened in 2024. It took a year for that to get off of his record, man. How many other cases is going on right now because of freaking... They got the information based off of wrong AI, man. That's like I said, bro. We can't put our trust in this whole freaking system, bro. It's gonna fall apart.
shook his head. But look at this. I came back to get my phone to look at this. I've never seen a fucking car in a dumpster before. What the fuck? I don't know if this guy's gonna get it or not. Is he gonna do it? I don't know. Dude, that's crazy. There's an engine in there? The whole thing in there? It looks like a Ford Focus or something. I suppose it's not very funny when you're the guy that's gotta dump it.
Is he gonna do it?
He's really double checking if he can do this or not. Might not be a good day to get fired. Call it in? Yeah. After we determined what was in it, he's gonna call it in because there's like a gas tank and an engine and everything in it. Weird.
So my son and I are driving, and this is what we see in the sky. Like, look at those colors.
That firmament is being peeled back, y'all. The firmament is being peeled back. Just like they told you in the Bible, it's going to be peeled back like a scroll. The ancestors are here and they are working. Look at the sun's way up there too.
Yep. Same first time I've ever seen, I guess, the firmament getting pulled back, seekers. If you guys made it with me to the end, you're a true seeker seeking the truth. I greatly appreciate the support. Could you guys do me a huge favor, leave a thumbs up in this video. Don't forget to comment down below. Hit that post notification bell, man. Also join the Discord, guys, so you can send clips and they can be featured in the next video. I'm out. Peace, YouTube.